Good morning to the press, to the people of Castries Central, and to all St. Lucians that care about justice, fairness, and equal treatment on this land we call home. 2 weeks ago, I stood before you and I spoke about land, not just as property, but as opportunity, as dignity, as your birthright. And that message resonated with us because it was deeply rooted in our collective experiences. Today, I come here once again to raise my voice, not in opposition to development, but in opposition to discrimination in development. I am not against progress, and I am not against innovation, but I am definitely against the double standards, the shady deals, and the political games that treat some St. Lucians like they are more worthy than others, all because of public relations, political convenience, and who is sitting in office at the time. I would like to look at a story that was heavily publicized, and in good reason, in the case of Miss Marjorie Lambert. Marjorie's restaurant and bar, located at Kazaba, faced a dispute with Cabot St. Lucia, a private developer. It was not an easy journey, but after years of negotiations, a settlement was reached. Cabot not only relocated, but they also built a brand new restaurant for Miss Marjorie. Transferred title of 20,000 square feet of freehold land in her name. A first in St. Lucia's history. On top of that, a cash payout of $1.1 million was issued. Today, Miss Marjorie is not just a sign, a name on a signboard, but she's a legal landowner, a permanent part of the Kazaba experience. Now, to avoid any misrepresentation, let me make this clear. The United Workers' Party is happy for Miss Marjorie, thrilled even. She deserves every square inch and every dollar she received. But when compared to the people in Banans Bay, are the situations fair across the board? You see, my people, when the cameras are on, you would have ministers rush in to take the moral high ground. So I ask you, don't the residents in Banans Bay deserve the same treatment? At first, they were promised land. Now, these promises have been reduced to conditional cash payouts. What's good for the goose should be good for the gander. What's good for one St. Lucian should be good for the rest. Why not keep that same energy? Where is that same energy for the people in Banans Bay? Where is that same respect for the people in Banans Bay? That community has been home to hard-working fishermen for over 30 years. That community has been home to vendors that support their families for over 30 years. Are we forgetting the words of the Prime Minister? And yet, we listen and we accept a government telling us that negotiations are suddenly confidential. Why was Marjorie's deal broadcast in front page news while the people in Banans Bay are kept in the dark? Why was it so easy to champion transparency in Kazaba, but conveniently Everything is confidential in Banans Bay. You see, the problem isn't development. It is deliberate discrimination. It is the politicizing and weaponizing of people's livelihoods. It is the calculated way this administration gives the illusion of fairness while making moves in the dark. Let's not forget, this same government, while waving the flag of social equity, is working hand in hand with developers who are being granted access to our coastal lands, only to displace our people without the same dignity and respect. You see the hypocrisy? You see the hypocrisy? My people of Castries Central, my people of St. Lucia, I want you to pay attention to how even this Labour Party is being affected by the stench of this "can I help you" rubbish. When the cameras are on, the media is watching, this government pretends to be the savior. But behind closed doors, deals are cut. People are being marginalized, and we all hide behind confidentiality. You cannot pretend to be the protectors of the people while you orchestrate land transactions that leave them in limbo. You do not get to pose with Marjorie for political gain, then abandon the families in Banans Bay right in front of us. You cannot be the hero in one community and be a bystander in the other. I guess justice for all is just not specific enough. The hypocrisy of it all. Apparently, it was never about justice. It was all about the optics. As the candidate and future representative for Castries Central, I will continue to raise my voice for the interest of the people. I will continue to raise my voice outside of Parliament. I will raise my voice on the steps of Constitution Park. I will raise my voice at every government office. We need to fight for our citizens, for the quiet, hard-working vendors and fishermen who hustle every day to take care of their families, but yet their livelihoods are constantly being attacked. We need to fight for our lands that has been taken from us and handed on a silver platter and sold off for less than its true value. We need to demand a uniform, transparent land relocation and compensation policy. One that doesn't change depending on who you know or how many headlines you can generate. So to this administration, listen and listen well, because the advice I give right now might just help us all. You may call it development, but if it lacks fairness, it is exploitation. You may call it progress, but if it displaces our people, it is betrayal. And when leaders are surrounded with the theatrics of misrepresentatives, we start to wonder if their focus is truly on leadership or just to put on a show. The people are watching. We are not fooled, and we will not be silenced. We will not hide under the umbrella of fear to speak out, while this government pretends to save our communities only to sell them behind our backs. I challenge this administration. If the deal was good enough for Marjorie, then it should be good enough for the people in Banans Bay. No more double standards. No more hidden deals. That is why I stand here ready to serve, ready to fight, and ready to shine light in every corner that they want hidden. Castries Central deserves better. St. Lucia deserves better. And with your support, we will make it happen together. Thank you.